Coming to the stage is no one Well, you guys dodged the bullet tonight. I had every intention to say a dark story and have that be the whole 6 minutes. But hearing a lot of what you said, it really changed some shit up. So let's start dark. And then I'll get to maybe fun. I don't know. Ben, congratulations on your fiance. It's a beautiful thing. Let me tell you about my ex-wife. She's done a lot of terrible shit. We got divorced formally, started in July 2022. The marriage was quite over before that. And I have a million stories I could tell, but I want to give one quick story. I'll try to make it quick. That really kind of shows the character, and I call it the meth story. Before I get into that, I work in sound, film, and television. I'm in the sound department. The industry is kind of destroyed. I got into the union late 2019. Prior to that, I did a lot of shit, but a lot of reality shows, Parking Wars, Forged in Fire, Dog the Bounty Hunter was a big one. I've been all over the country with him, did the Hawaii a bunch. We would get high together while working. Cool dude. We still are in contact. Keep that in the back of your mind. June 2022, I had to go to rehab. Partly because I knew I needed to, but also because my ex-wife loves ultimatums. And just for future reference, if you're trying to get someone to quit drugs, don't say do it or else. Anyway, vodka was huge. Adderall was massive. Started small. By the end, it was real high. So I go to rehab to save the family. The morning I go, I'm staying in hotels and shit, and on couches because I'm trying to appease the unappeasable. You're not welcome home. Like, okay, hey, I got into a rehab. I come home to collect some shit. She's like, I'm gonna have a whatever the fuck they call it, notary public here, and I got some divorce papers for you to sign, some preliminary divorce papers. I was like, okay, on my way, there in an hour. I get there, she's on the deck, just staring at me. Some lady I don't know who's the notary public is sitting there, she's like, read over this and sign it. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, I'm fucked up at the time. And I'm going through it, I'm like, I can't sign this. And she did the, classic Jedi bully shit. She's like, if you love me and if you love our son, you will sign these papers. I'm bawling like a bitch. I'm not a victim. I'm a bitch. I don't sign it. I go to rehab, hoping, maybe there's a chance. No. It's like jail, kind of. Like you get like a FaceTime a week, and I'm like, hey, how are you? Real cold. She lets me know, hey, I just want you to know I'm moving all your belongings to the basement. I'm like, oh, that's great to hear. That's awesome. That must be confusing for our son, but that's cool. A later FaceTime, I'm like, oh, you're not wearing your wedding ring. And she would give the same answer each time. She's like, how dare you question anything I need to do to take care of myself. Anyway, finally getting out of rehab, 28 days. Call her excited. Hey, I get out June 28th. Your son and I will be in Ohio. I'm like, great. Really hoping to see you, but that's fine. Don't go home. You're not welcome home. Okay, I set up a sober house in Connecticut, but they're out of town. A couple nights into the sober house, I'm like, I live 20 minutes away. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going home. I go home. That's when I see all my shit is in the basement. All the plants are dead. I'm a big plant guy. I'm like, why'd you kill the plants? I called her in Ohio. She's like, how dare you question anything I needed to do to protect our son? From fucking plants? Anyway, shit really goes off the rails. Divorce starts proper. I'm not at home. And I get a call from Dog the Bounty Hunter. I'm like, why is he calling? Well, obviously he's calling because there's a new show and he needs a fucking sound guy. I answer the phone. First thing he says, I have a little dog impression. He's like, are you on meth? I'm like, what? No. What's going on? I'm going through some shit. I eventually get out of them. Like, yeah, your wife at the time, still was my wife at the time, found me on social media. She called and said, hey, you're a cheater. Half true. He's a meth addict and an alcoholic. So I realized, we eventually started talking, her and I realized at that time she had called many people, co-workers. I was working on a show called The Blacklist at the time. She called people I work with. He's a meth addict, an alcoholic, and a cheater. Called my family, same shit. So I'm talking to her, and at this point there's a protective order. So I'm like, I can talk to her, we're not supposed to because there's no need for the protective order, but I can't piss her off. And I'm like, hey, hon, why did you call people and say I was on meth? She's like, well, we have a joint phone account. I went through every phone number you called in like a certain amount of time, and I called them all. And I go, why did you think I was on meth? Again, can't piss her off. And she goes, well, I got all your documentation. That when you came out of rehab, they give you documentation. So that's like a HIPAA thing. Oh my God, no fucking time. I go, well, Adderall is an amphetamine, and I was very honest. You knew I was on a lot of amphetamines. And I go, was there any other reason you thought I was a meth addict? She goes, yeah, you had Narcan in your bag. I go, bitch, you know, when you leave a rehab, they give you Narcan because there's a good chance you're going to be around someone that overdoses. But no, you took it upon yourself. All right, one quick jail joke. I was in jail September, shut the fuck up, September 10th through October 8th. Oh, I wish I had more time. A lot of things happened, but I'll just end with this one joke. Everyone in jail kind of has a nickname. Onyx, Faith, good friend of mine who I still talk to, who calls me from jail, Harleek or R. For some reason, they called me Powerbomb. PB for short. I never figured out why, but I think it had something to do with the fact that I sleep on my stomach. I would have these fucked up nightmares every night, and I had a limp the whole time I was there. So like they'd see me in the record, like, "What's up, PB?" And I'd be like, "Come on, guys, stop. It's fucked up." Anyway, thank you for listening. I am no one. Woo! Good job, guys. You're going to no one. Did she kill the plants? Come on, that's fucked up. How dare she? What kind?
You got a fiance, brother.
A ficus? No.
All kinds.
All kinds. That's fucked up.